Welcome back to Navy Sports Magazine. Time to put the onus on Navy swimming and diving. And of course, this past week, both the men's and women's team doing what they do best, and that's performing in the pool with men's coach Bill Roberts. And 15 years as a head coach, 15 Patriot League championships. How does one program amass that kind of quality and then maintain it with the way you all have been able to do so?
A lot of different angles. I think number one probably starts with the school deciding, we want to have a successful athletic program, and under that, a successful swimming and diving program. So that's important. I think initiative on our part, staff and team, and then certainly, recruiting is a huge part of the equation. And then, once you get all those pieces in place, you still have to go through the season itself, the ups and downs and the challenges and obstacles. So that's kind of how we approach it each year. We just really try to treat it as its own entity, 1 year at a time, and see how good we can be.
Obviously, you put the challenge out to your swimmers and divers all the time, but as a coach, how do you challenge yourself to continue to coach and be good at that level yourselves?
That's a great question, Pete. I think, probably for me, a lot of it was just, I wasn't on a team like as an athlete. I wasn't on a team that won a conference championship, but I saw how cool that was. Both in high school and college, and I said, if I do become a coach, I think that's something that I want to try to strive for. So that's just important to me every single year. But to kind of answer your question, I think we're just trying to help the kids get better and try to compete for the conference championship, and then past that try to get guys to NC2As. And I think that usually keeps us in the running at the league level.
As I talk to your swimmers during the course of the season, doing these interviews, it's amazing to me. Many of them obviously individually have to be good to help the team concept, but the grasping of your individual role with so many swimmers over there and how you play a part in it. As a coach, how do you convince every person in that pool that their role and what the work that they do is so important, because it makes everybody in the pool better, and that's obviously been something that has been a key to this program.
Definitely. Well, the good thing for our sport is there's a lot of events, so it's each person can feel like, hey, they're contributing just on individually. But to answer the question, I think it's trying to get them to buy into that idea that you said, that they're going to come in here for 4 years, be part of a group, a team, an organization bigger than yourself, and just see how much you can grow within that time that you're allotted to compete. And just it's not going to stick to the same degree with every single athlete, but if you can create a majority that wants to help the program improve, then I think we're going to have success. And the more kids we can get bought in, like you're saying, the better we'll be.
You have a quality program and you have a great education to sell. So when you go out there recruiting, what are the keys for you in identifying student athletes that you think can come in here and not only do the swimming part, but obviously take care of the things that they've got to do academically and militarily to make sure they not only swim well here, but stay here over the course of 4 years and can maximize that opportunity?
Yeah, definitely. That's a huge component of their success. So for us, I think we're a little spoiled that the swimmers come in and they're already used to doing the doubles. Most of them are training in the morning before they go to school in high school, and then also afternoon. So the schedule has some similarities. So they understand fatigue and time management and all that. So I think we have a little bit of a head start, just in general with success here. But again, still they have to do it. They have to be really motivated and driven, because this is far more than anything they're used to doing. Just the responsibilities and everything that they're asked to do in the hall as a midshipman first is going to force them to be either really good, or they're going to struggle a little bit if they don't have that time management thing down.
As a coach through the years, what have you seen and what techniques have you seen improve so much where, not only the mental fatigue, but helping, swimmers out with that physical fatigue? Because you don't want to, guys don't want to be in a weight room all the time and things of that nature, but that is strength training, certainly a component. But how much of this is mind over matter, in terms of that mental fatigue as well.
Huge. We have dedicated a ton of time to that over the past 2 seasons. Just seeing guys struggle a little bit at certain points during the calendar year, and I just felt like it goes beyond, like you said, something in the pool or the weight room. So we've tried to be better at that as coaches and leaders of the program, and the kids were very receptive to it. I should say the mids were very receptive to it. We've done a book assignment each of the past 2 summers. We read 2 really good books, and we spent some time just talking about mindset, growth mindset, and just the impact of what is their greatest weapon. What's up here is by far their most valuable weapon. So if they can, as soon as they realize that, then it opens a lot of doors for them athletically, I think.
How riveting is it when you see a Luke Johnson pull off what he did in the 1650, where the 100 yards to go looks like maybe not going to get there today, and then all of a sudden that mental and that physical strength that we talk about in those final 100 yards, he just becomes better than everybody else at that point in the pool, and is able to pull that off. How extraordinary is it, and how exciting is that to see someone achieve that kind of thing?
Yeah, I had a lot of people come up to me after that race and just kind of marvel at what he did. His final 50 was faster than all but 3 or 4 of the final 50s in the 500 distance as well as the 200 distance. So what he did the other night, you just don't see very often. So I think for him it's a combination of things. Obviously he's in great physical condition, and he's got a tremendous internal sense of pace. I think you could see that start to build. What he did about halfway through the race, he just started chipping away. And then the big thing for Luke, technically he's done some good stuff with his stroke, his technique in the water, to allow him to really develop a good speed stroke at the end of his race, and it just all came together. So we were hoping both of them would be able to pass, but it was pretty special.
I know he's got a family background in it, but why has Bradley Buchter been so good on what? I mean, it's a completely different discipline. We're talking diving. I mean, swimmers are in there; it's them and the clock. Diving, completely different discipline. You've got to be on point with technique and every move that you make there. Why has he been able, so shortly in his career here, been able to master this right now as good as anybody, if not better, than the entire Patriot League?
I think he just knows where he wants to be as an athlete. I agree with you. His commitment to precision and excellence is really special. But he's got a sense of where he's going and what he wants to do with his career here, and nothing's going to stop him. And he's got a great combination with Coach McDonald and the rest of the diving team, great facility and support and everything. So it's a perfect combination.
Now, I know you and your wife, obviously competitive athletes yourselves, but I can relate, having been a father of a college athlete. You've got one now at Michigan. What was that like now as a coach, and then maybe trying to gander at some of the results for Michigan's swimming team this year with your son Will there?
Well, as I tell everybody, he chose the right school colors.
That's right, no question.
But it was a really cool process to go through last year as a senior with him getting recruited. Several of the people I know very, very well. And then to see him make that final decision was really neat. It just gave me extra perspective as a coach. I got to, we took him out to school, and I got to go out to see one of his meets this year, and a little surreal, because I'm always in this situation working with that age group, and now seeing it your son, it's hard to put words to it, but I feel like when we do talk, I can talk to him as a dad, but also as a coach. Sure. We talk a lot about what he's doing at Michigan, and it's just really special. I'm honored and just really pleased that he has this opportunity and a great program, and he's getting ready for his championship meet later this week.
No doubt about it. Congratulations, as always. Appreciate the time.
Well, my pleasure, Pete. Thanks for having me.
All right, Bill Roberts from the Navy men's swimming and diving team. The Mids win another Patriot League championship.